Preparation for Brother Jim's lesson, I'll be reading from the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verses 30 through 31. But the person who does anything defiantly, whether he is native or an alien, that one is blaspheming the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from among his people. Because he has despised the word of the Lord and has broken his commandment, that person shall be completely cut off, his guilt will be on him.
Good morning. It's good to see everyone out this morning. Got a lesson here that I just happened upon this week. Some of Jeff's lesson kind of went along with what this kind of sparked to think about it as he spoke last Sunday evening. And as I looked at and came across this scripture reading a few weeks ago, I think I read Numbers probably 1,000 times or more, and never come across this verse where it says, but the person who does anything defiantly, whether he is alien or native, he's blaspheming the Lord. And that just kind of caught me, because Jeff had talked about sinning willfully last week. And in this here, this verse that I came across then a few weeks ago, because I'm going through the Old Testament again. And I just thought it was very interesting that I've read through that and never come across that. It's kind of like Gerald says, we can read it 100 times, but then there'll be something we catch on the 101st, the first time we go through it. So, but anyway, I was reading through the Kings this week, 1st, 2nd, and also 1st and 2nd Chronicles, and this happened to come across Manasseh, and everybody knows who Manasseh was. I believe he was the son of Hezekiah, the grandfather of Josiah, a king in Jerusalem, king of Judah. But his acts, only thing we think about his acts is how evil he was. And we'll get into that today. There's going to be quite a bit of reading, but little comments, just a few comments, but you know how I am. I get carried away and make comment more than I had intended to. But it kind of provoked me to look deeper into Messiah, or Manasseh, Manasseh, and to see the type of life he lived. And because his father was a very righteous man, and he even went to the point where the Lord told him to get his house in order, you're going to die. And he went and prayed to the Lord, pleaded with the Lord, and the Lord said, okay, I'll give you 15 more years of your life. So that shows you how righteous of a man Hezekiah was, and his relationship with God was that close with God, granted him that through Isaiah the prophet. But anyway, I want to get into Manasseh and talk about him and read through what type of individual he was, what type of a king he was, how good a king he was, or how bad a king he was. And we're going to get into that. If you'll turn over to 2 Kings, the 21st chapter, verses 1 through 9. I'll read that. I got it right here, but also, if you want to read that too, and put that in with your scriptures as we read through it. Manasseh was 12 years old when he became king, and he reigned 55 years in Jerusalem. His mother was Zillah, which he was the longest reigning king of any of them. The next one was, anybody know? The reigned 52 years, their king. Uzziah was the other king that reigned 52 years, and Manasseh 55 years. But anyways, we go on. It says, he did evil in the sight of the Lord according to the abominations of the nations whom the Lord disposed from before the sons of Israel. For he rebuilt the high places which Hezekiah his father had destroyed, and he erected altars for Baal and made an Asherah, as Ahab king of Israel had done, and worshipped all the hosts of heaven and served. He built altars in the house of the Lord, of which the Lord had said, In Jerusalem I'll put my name, for he built altars for all the hosts of heaven in the two courts of the house of the Lord. He made his sons pass through fire, practiced witchcraft, used divination, and dealt with mediums and spiritists. He did much evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger. Then he set the carved image of the Asherah that he had made in the house of the Lord, of which the Lord said to David and to his son, In this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen from all the tribes of Israel, I will put my name forever, and I will not make the feet of Israel wander any more from the land which I gave their fathers, if only they will observe to do according to all that I have commanded them, and according to all the law that my servant Moses commanded them. But they did not listen, and Manasseh seduced them to do evil more than the nations whom the Lord destroyed before the sons of Israel. So we see, let me go down through here. That's the last part of that verse 9. But we see that Manasseh, as the king, led the people. He seduced the people. So the people followed after their king and done as their king instructed them to do. And even though he was 12 years old when he began to reign, he had to have some vision of the life that his father lived. He had to understand, because he was 12 years old, he had to have some understanding of what he was doing was wrong. And he didn't care. He was sinning willfully, like back to our scripture reading. He was doing it defiantly. He didn't count the word of God as not. It was not important to him. And so, through all this, he made Israel and Judah sin become one of the worst things even before the Canaanites. They were just as bad as those from Canaanites. They made sons pass through fire. And then we'll kind of jump over to 2 Kings here in a couple minutes. And he made them pass through fire and things. So we'll check it out over here. And then also in this 21st chapter, we'll look at the 10th verse, and God rebukes him for this, but he does not listen. It says, Now the Lord spoke through his servants, the prophets, saying, Because Manasseh king of Judah has done these abominations, have done wickedly more than all the Amorites did who were before him, and has also made Judah sin with his idols. Therefore thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, Behold, I am bringing such a calamity on Jerusalem and Judah, that whoever hears of it, both his ears will tingle. I will stretch over Jerusalem the line of Samaria in a plummet of the house of Ahab, and I will wipe Jerusalem as one wipes a dish, wiping it and turning it upside down. I will abandon the remnant of my inheritance and deliver them into the hand of their enemies, and they will become as plunder and spoil to all their enemies. Because they have done evil in my sight, and have been provoked me to anger since the day their fathers came from Egypt to this day. Moreover, Manasseh shed very much blood, until he had filled Jerusalem one end to another, besides his sin with which he had made Judah sin, doing evil in the sight of the Lord. So he had gone to the point where he passed his sons through fire, but even to the point that he was sacrificing his children. And they were following that Judah, the residents of Judah were also following him, and they were sacrificing their children. So he said the blood filled the streets of Jerusalem. That's how much innocent blood was shed by this man. So do you think, as we get over a little further, do you think the Lord would ever forgive this guy for this? Probably not, right? That's what we're thinking. He'll never forgive him. Because he has sinned so willfully, there's no way God's going to forgive him this. So let's go on a little bit further. Let's go over into the 2nd Chronicles, the 3rd chapter, or 33rd chapter, verse 11. There's a punishment being brought upon Manasseh for this. And the 33rd verse, or chapter, 11th verse says, Therefore the Lord brought the commanders of the army of the king of Syria against him, and they captured Manasseh with hooks, bound him with bronze chains, and took him to Babylon. So he's been taken off the throne. He's been dethroned, basically, by the king of Assyria, who had the world occupation at that time. And come and hook him up with hooks and drug him with chains to the Babylon, the Chaldeans. So God said, I'm done with you. takes him away. So now he's deserving of the punishment he has got. So God is now not going to forgive him because of this sin. He's caused all of Israel to do. Well, there's a fork in the road here. Now, if you drop down to the next couple verses here in 14, let's see if I got there in 12 through 14, we see something else happens. Something Manasseh does. It says, when he was in distress, he entreated the Lord his God and humbled himself greatly before the God of his fathers. When he prayed to him, he was moved from his entreaty and heard his supplication and brought him again to Jerusalem. Then Manasseh knew that the Lord was God. Look at everything Manasseh had done and knew what he was doing was wrong. But what happened? We have a God that is above us. Would we ever forgive him for filling the streets of America with innocent blood like he did in Judah? We would not want to forgive him for all those children that they sacrificed, that they killed. We wouldn't want to forgive him, but God brought him back because of the mercy and grace of God. We get that forgiveness. But also, we thought, well, maybe Manasseh wondered, said, if I do all these things, then the Lord will bring me back. Was he truly repentant of what he did? Let's go over to down a little bit further in that chapter, beginning in 14. Manasseh is going to show his repentance. So let's take a look at this. It says, now after this he built the outer wall of the city of David on the west side of Gihon in the valley, even to the entrance of the fish gate. And he encircled the oval with it, which was gold, and made it very high. Then he put army commanders in all the fortified cities of Judah. He also removed the foreign gods and the idol from the house of the Lord, as well as all the altars which he had built on the mountain of the house of the Lord, and in Jerusalem. And he threw them outside the city. He set up the altar of the Lord and sacrificed peace offerings and thank offerings on it. And he ordered Judah to serve the Lord of Israel, the Lord God of Israel. Nevertheless, people still sacrifice in the high place, although only to the Lord their God. So it shows us that he was so evil. He burnt children. He killed innocent children, sacrificed them. But then he was punished for that. But his heart was, but he entreated the Lord because he was humbled by what the Lord had done to him. And what did he do? He came back and showed his remorseful. He showed sorrow to the point of repentance. And we see his faith by his works, right? You probably know where I'm going with this. We see Manasseh's faith by what he did. He removed all the idols, and he told the children of Israel, you worship the Lord your God, and no one else. They still worship on the high places, but they worship the Lord on the high places. They were to worship the Lord in the temple, but they didn't do that. But he had took them back, and then by his example, do you think very many people followed him? Yeah, probably so. Because he was in prison in Babylon, and the Lord brought him back. Because he humbled himself before the Lord, just as his father had done in years past. So let's go ahead and see what we can bring about by this. See what we can figure out. See what we can bring from these lessons. Now, we want to talk about a little bit about Manasseh and the lessons that we have learned from him. And that he sinned willfully, even though he knew what he was doing was wrong. Because Hezekiah probably had showed him the right way to go. But he rebelled against that. He reviled the word of God. Prophets were sent to him. He said, I'm not listening to you. I'm doing this. Then, what happened? He suffered punishment. Then what caused that punishment caused him to do? Caused him to humble himself. To the point where he repented and went back and said, we're reforming this. We're not doing this anymore. We're going to live the way the Lord has taught us to live. So we see that Manasseh grew from his mistakes. Now, I'm going to bring it to the New Testament. Because you always know that I like the Old Testament, that I like to bring it to the New Testament to help us better understand. We're looking back here at Manasseh and the kings. We can learn a lot from them. So what can we do as far as Christians? Well, let's go to these few verses here. In Hebrews 12 chapter verses 1 through 3, it talks about some sin. It says, therefore, since we have so great a cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us lay aside every encumbrance and sin which so easily entangles us. And let us run the race with endurance the race that is set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him who has endured such hostility by sinners against himself, so that you will not grow weary and lose some heart. So he's talking about here, that kind of us, we're talking to us right here. It says, lay us, since we got so great a cloud of witnesses. What's he talking about? What? Go back to chapter 4. Men and women under the Old Testament, we're going to learn from their examples. They said, now, let's get rid of that sin that so easily entangles, that sin that causes us to step away from the Word of God. Let's get rid of that. Why should we get rid of that? He said, because we need to fix our eyes on the Savior, the author and perfecter of our salvation. And we need to go back and look at a little bit of his example. It says, consider everything he has done, all hostility that sinners have done against him, how they beat him, how they tried to cause him to blaspheme the Word of God. They didn't. And how he obeyed to the point of the cross and died there on the cross. Said, so don't grow weary. Keep working on that sin. Keep getting it out of your way. But go to the next verses there. Go back in Hebrews, back to the 10th chapter, verse 26. Here's the thing for us as Christians. Said, for if you go on sinning willfully after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sin, but a terrifying expectation of judgment and the fury of the fire, which will consume the adversaries. Anyone who has set aside the law of Moses dies without mercy on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. How much severer punishment do you think he will deserve who has trampled under foot the Son of God and has regarded as unclean the blood of the covenant by which he was sacrificed or sanctified, and has insulted the Spirit of grace? For we know he who said, vengeance is mine, I will repay. And again, the Lord will judge his people. It is a terrifying thing to fall into the hands of the living God. And Manasseh found that out. And we'll find that out too if we go back up that verse, that 26. If we continue to sin willfully and trod underfoot that sacrifice that has been made for us, that blood that was shed there on the cross, we've trampled it. If we continue to sin willfully, we're trampling it. We're saying it don't mean nothing to us. The Word of God don't mean nothing to us. Because we're going to trample it. Because we're going to do what we want to do. We're going to forgive who we want to give. We're going to argue with who we want to argue with. We're going to talk bad about whoever we want to. But we're going to answer for that. We're going to answer for that. Well, what does the Lord do for the Christian? Does the Lord take us and take us away and put us in prison? Does he have us beaten? Is there things that goes on that will help discipline us? Well, scriptures there in Hebrews again teach us the same thing about discipline. It says in verse 12 of that same chapter, 5 through 11, and you have forgotten the exhortation which is addressed to you as sons. My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, nor faint when you are reproved by him. For those whom the Lord loves, he disciplines, and he scourges every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you endure. God deals with you as with sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? But if you are without discipline, of which all have become partakers, then you are illegitimate children, and not sons. Furthermore, we have earthly fathers to discipline us, and we respect them. Shall we not much rather be subject to the Father of spirits to live? For they discipline us for a short time, as seems best to them. But he disciplines us for our good, so that we may share his All discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful, but sorrowful. Yet to those who have been trained by it, afterward it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. So what do we see? Is there any comparison there with what happened to Manasseh and Christian? In somewhat the way there is, because we're disciplined by the Lord. It don't say how. It don't say he puts you in this area. He takes things away from you. He brings trouble, tribulation upon you. But just as Job, he allows us to be tempted. But he don't allow us to be tempted above what we can. But he disciplines us because why? We are his children. What did he do to Manasseh? Do you consider that discipline, what he did to him? Yeah, it was discipline. It was rough because they had to be rough enough to jog his mind to get him back to where he should be. And sometimes that's what it takes for the Christian. Something has to happen sometimes to jog us back to where we need to be. We walked away from it. We forgot about it. We've justified everything we do is fine. But in reality, we're sinning willfully. So let's go a little bit further. So as we go through here, we're seeing how we look at the Old Testament and the New Testament. Kind goes together. Works together. Repentance. What type of repentance did Manasseh have? He completely changed and cleaned out everything that's in the city of Jerusalem and in Judah. Just as the Christian needs to repent, but he needs to show forth what type of good type of repentance. One is you're sorrowful to the point of doing something about it. In verse 7 and 9, 2 Corinthians, Paul is talking to the Corinthians there about this. He says, I now rejoice that you were made sorrowful, but not that you were made sorrowful, but that you were made sorrowful to the point of repentance. For you were made sorrowful according to the will of God, so that you might not suffer loss in anything through us. For a sorrow that is according to the will of God produces repentance without regret, leading to salvation, but the sorrow of the world produces death. So what he's saying is, whatever may have been disciplined with, and a trial you come and went through, what has it done? It wants you to the point of repentance. In other words, it wants you to be sorrowful for what you've done to the point of repentance. In other words, showing that you did something. And showing that you have grown from that. And that you have repented of that. And just as Manasseh had to prove that his repentance was true, we as Christians have to do the same thing. In James 2 and 18, it says, but someone who may well say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith without the works, and I will show you my faith by my works. So, we're going to have to show that we truly have repented. Our walk, our talk, has to show us, or show everyone around us that we have truly repented. Same with Manasseh. He had to prove that he had repented. And it was by his life and by his words he spoke to the people. Because he had the authority over the people. Whereas we don't have authority over no one but ourselves, basically. But if we sin and come out of that sin and repent of it, everyone around us is going to see whether we are truly sorrowful for that sin and that we have overcome it. Our faith, our walk, our talk is going to show that we have repented. And through all this, the Old Testament, the New Testament, as you have studied throughout, what does it show in the Old Testament that is the same in the New Testament? God's grace and mercy. He told Isaiah, and he talked to the children of Judah, the children of Israel, your thoughts are not my thoughts. Your ways are not my ways. So, we could forgive Manasseh for killing thousands and thousands of people. He said, or young children, basically, said the streets in Jerusalem was filled full of innocent blood. So you have to imagine that was so great a sacrifice for those children. And probably other innocent people wouldn't bow down to his gods and stuff that he had set up. But God's grace and mercy brought him back because he humbled himself. Same as he does for the Christian. We humble ourselves and ask for forgiveness matter what we've done. We can't imagine that we have a God that will forgive anything. Forgive anything. Even us sinning so willfully that we spit in his face. But we humble ourselves. He'll forgive. Would we ever forgive someone smacking us in the face or spitting in our face? We'd probably grab him by the throat. But God, His mercy and grace, forgives. And the more you study, the deeper you get into God's Word, you see that beauty. That it is something beyond belief. Well, I'm going to leave you with this last verse, and then the lesson's yours. We have a God that is so patient, so loving, that he spent how many thousands of years up to the time of Christ? He said, now the time has come for my son to come. He was so patient and loving for his people. How many years did he suffer with them throughout the children of Israel before they went into captivity? The Assyrian captivity, Babylon. Hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. And we can't imagine that because we don't have patience with nobody. But the more you study, the more you see this, that we need to have just a little inkling of what this says here in this in 2 Peter 3 and 9. It said, the Lord is not slow about his promise, as some count slowness, but is patient toward you, not wishing for any to perish, but all to come to repentance. So he wants nobody, I don't care anybody in this world, he wants nobody to die or be convicted and put away for eternity. So he's been patient for 2,024 years since the death of his son, just to get people to him. We can go into our whole lesson about that too. I want you to think about this. And I want you to study the Old Testament and the New Testament together and see how beautiful they are, how they intertwine. You can't have one without the other. Just like the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. You can't have one without the other. And the mercy of all three are beyond our knowledge. So if you're not a Christian this morning, here's your chance to become one. And dip into that grace and mercy. And wash away your sins. Same way with the Christian. You've been doing things that are not up to par to God's Word. You have openly defied God's Word. But you have justified yourself saying it's okay. It isn't okay. God's going to punish you. But he's going to forgive you too if you come back. So if you're subject to invitation,